Кои се вашите очекувања, кога и како Израел ќе го врати ударот и ќе го нападне Иран? И според вас кои ќе бидат целите? Рафинерии, нуклеарни капацитети или пак нешто сосема друго?
Israel must respond. Israel must respond because of the choice of weapons of Iran. Iran chose to send 181 ballistic missiles, not cruise missiles, not drones, but ballistic missiles. This is a kind of attack that Israel cannot ignore. However, when you look at the list of possible targets, Israel cannot effectively destroy the nuclear infrastructure of Iran because most of it is underground and built into mountains. Even bunker buster bombs cannot reach oil refineries and so on. Most of the capacity of Iran is in on an island called Hag. Israel can attack this island and decapitate, totally decimate and destroy Iranian ability to distill oil and to sell it. That's possible. But that will have a huge impact on the oil market in a time of elections in the United States. And above all, it will have a bad impact on the Iranian people. Mm-hmm. Israel's ally against the Ayatollahs is the Iranian people. The people of Iran, they hate the Ayatollahs. What is left? Military facilities, especially missile production facilities, military bases, the military bases that protect the nuclear sites and so on and so forth, and cyber attacks. So I think ultimately it will be a combination military targets and cyber attack.
Дали сметате дека Израел ќе тргне да ги уништи Хамас и Хезболах по цена на директна војна, на директен судир со Иран?
I think in order to answer this question we need to understand something. These are not armies that are fighting. Yes. These are nations. 70% of the Israeli soldiers are civilians. They're reserves. Same with Hezbollah. About 90% of Hezbollah fighters, they are actually peasants and farmers in South Lebanon. These are civilian armies. Civilians are fighting civilians. And so we are talking about nations fighting to the death. Nations cannot defeat nations. Additionally, Hamas and Hezbollah represent an ideology. You can defeat the armies. You cannot defeat an ideology. And the ideology in the case of Hamas and Hezbollah is that the West is decadent, the West is corrupt, the West is at a weak point, at a decline, and this is the time to take back the Middle East from the former colonial powers.
Белата куќа соопшти дека дале информација на Израел утрото утрото пред нападот, во средата на утро, дека нападот е неминовен во наредните 24 часа. Сметате дека тоа беше максимумот што можеше Израел да се подготви, зборувам како противавионска одбрана, затоа што знаеле дека ќе биде нападот е или со дронови или со ракети.
It takes about 6 hours to operationalize a ballistic missile. And it takes about 12 minutes for the ballistic missile to cross from Iran to Israel. 24 hours is very long, absolutely very long, and sufficient to prepare the defenses and everything. The problem of Israel is not the preparation. Israel is well prepared. 24 hours is a huge notice, more than sufficient. Problem is the cost. To destroy a single ballistic missile costs $3 to $4 million. Every ballistic missile. Multiplied by 200. And you see that each round of Iranian attacks cost $1 billion to defend against it, cost $1 billion. Israeli economy is beginning to suffer massively, is beginning to almost collapse. Israeli economy is in extremely bad shape.
Дали сметате дека нападот на Хамас беше насочен кон Израел, директно кон Израел, или беше насочен да се разбие, да се уништи таа можна соработка и сојузништво што Израел беше на добар пат да го постигне со арапските земји во регионот?
The real war is between Shia and Sunni. Not Israel is irrelevant in this war. The real big war is between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Israel is a victim of this war actually, but what happened is there were very important processes occurring. Saudi Arabia came closer to Israel, Abraham Accords in the last years of Trump. Israel was beginning to integrate in the region. Even Palestinians were talking, moderate Palestinians, like the Palestinian Authority and so on. They were collaborating with Israel, talking to Israel and so on. But the radical Islamist, pro-Iranian Palestinians were sidelined, and they didn't like it. They didn't have a seat at the table. Moderate Palestinians, Saudis, Israelis, Moroccans, Bahrain, everyone was at the table. America, everyone, even Russia to some extent. And so it was not so much to disrupt the process. It was about being included in the process.